Hi, everybody. Okay, one more while the sun is still shining through my window. This is the second journal from 2/12/2010. The day was 1 Earth, 1 Caban, 11:42 a.m. It's called Free Will Implications. I was discussing free will and how it manifests itself in the world before. That is an interesting discussion, for it can help to point out many flaws in our thinking, our most basic understanding of life. It can go a long way toward providing a special sort of peace as well, a peace which passes understanding. So, this laboratory of being is, of course, the Earth. She herself, in her current state, both all her glory as well as her burden and weight of suffering, is the lab result of our experimentation. Let me throw this in. Though man is now so arrogant as to believe that he could be totally responsible for all that is happening on the earth via global warming or the climate change model, this is not so. It is so tremendously arrogant as to be somewhat humorous, too, for the sun's energies and all the cosmic rays that bombard the earth are not ineffectual. Furthermore, as we now cross the galactic plane, which we have been moving into place to do for some decades now, we are subject to even finer and more intense frequencies and rays of energies than we have previously encountered. So much is now impacting the Earth and all the planets and the moons. What is almost funny is that astronomical data about the other planets, though readily available and funded by taxpayer dollars, is kept secret from us about how all the planets are now experiencing their own global warming, their own vastly significant changes and alterations. Mars is experiencing global warming, for heaven's sake. I don't think our carbon emissions are causing that. There is so much more as well that has been carefully kept from us. Who cares by whom? The point is the info. Right now, I don't care about the conspiracy or any of that. It doesn't matter. It's just a distraction from the point that there is information out there that makes a great deal of sense of so much of what we are experiencing now, and we can find it. Beyond that, our current science and physics cannot explain much of what is going on. For instance, Jupiter is emitting now 70 to 90% more radiation than it is receiving from the sun. It is not the only planet doing this. Where is that energy coming from? Current physics cannot solve this conundrum, and many others like it. Or, if it can, it is keeping rather mum. So, again, not to go off on conspiracy tangents, but just to stick to basic facts and the current science that is available if you dig. You will not get this in school, over the airwaves, even from the supposed educational channels. My friends, we have become sheeple. We are no longer people who think and act for ourselves. We take in what we are fed through the various media outlets, and if we believe it, well, that's on our heads, isn't it? We cease to live when we cease to question. So, question reality with me, okay? A great place to start is consciousmedianetwork.com. Get a free sign in there and go listen to some of the hundreds of hours of cutting edge people sharing what they understand. It's a great site with a great interviewer asking some piercing questions. Then, For those who have a taste for diving maybe a bit deeper into the possible conspiracy aspect of things, you can connect up with some other great interviewers. And these people, both the interview staff and the people they interview, lay their lives on the line for their truth, to share what they know of the bigger picture. Many of them lose their lives. Anyway, for those with a taste for this level of the game, there is the Project Camelot group, whose orientation is to interview the major whistleblowers. There is so much of conspiracy nonsense on the net that it is nice to have a reputable place to go to check into this stuff. Carrie and the Project Camelot group have the reputation for well vetting those they interview, so you generally don't find any of the junk conspiracy notions with them. They're not perfect, no one is, but it's a great site. Thus, these are two media sites I recommend to get your feet wet in this arena if you are one who has been put off by all the craziness, the nonsense, and yes, even the disinformation that runs rampant on the web. Caveat emptor, as always, but do know that there are a number of good, reputable sites out there to do some research. Finally, I love to recommend Nassim Haramein to everyone. He is a young astrophysicist, absent any PhD, thus absent the educational programming, who is currently turning the world's ideas of physics and higher math on their ears by pointing out some glaringly obvious errors in some of our most basic scientific assumptions, upon which all the rest of current science rests. He is making many rethink their whole notion of reality. It is quite a wild ride to watch one of his many free presentations available on the web for Googling. My call and my request is that we all be open-minded. I sing the song of the benefit and the blessings of being able to say with all sincerity, I don't know. These are some of the wisest words anyone can utter. Socrates, long ago, said that he was the wisest man on earth at the time because he knew one more thing than everybody else. It bears consideration. What was that one thing? That he didn't really know anything. Apologies if I have seemed preachy here. I don't mean to be, and I never consider myself in any way better than anyone else. Like everyone else, though, I have clay feet and will sometimes stumble. I just know, though, that at heart we are all truly one and share in the equality of that oneness. In Lakesh.